This is the instructional video for post-traumatic stress. Here's the opening riff. Okay, that's pretty much the intro, and you can kind of see what's going on there. I'm doing a 4-string bar chord, 2 triples, and then all those little bridges one of them starts on the 10th fret on the D string, and it descends a half step, and then you move up to the A string, descending also a half step, starting on the 8th fret, and then to the 7th fret on the A string. Same pattern, but you go 1 string higher. And it does that and repeats again. And then on the last one, it starts on the A string on the 12th fret and just half step, half step, half step. And then it goes into that little bridge that goes like this. So it's just starting on the 10th fret on the G, a half step. So you just kind of walk up the strings or down the strings more or less to the A string. Slide over to the 7th. So that's on the A string 7th, and then you go up to the E string and you go 8, 7, 5, 3, 2, 0. And then it goes into the verse. So that repeats for quite a while, and it's kind of like the intro riff, except for you're kind of just thrashing through the chunk in that. 2 triples, 4 pedals, and then thrash through. Alright, moving along, we're going to get to the next riff, and I'll just go ahead and play them together. So that's it right there. It's going to repeat also, but that's basically just a 2-string bar chord, and it's going 7, 8, 5, 7, and then you go onto the E string, do the same pattern, and then moving on to the next riff, which is going to go like this. So to break that down, it's kind of quick. It's just so it's pull off on the 10th, and then pull off on the 9th. It's really quick. And then what we're doing in between that is the first one is going to start on the 9th fret, and it's 9, 10. It's the same kind of style bar chords, just the 2-string bar chords. 9, 10, 7, 9. And then the second one is 7, 8, 5, 7. Alright, moving on into the chorus. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of that riff and then go into the chorus. So what's going on there is we're starting on the 7th fret, and we're just kind of going back and forth between the 7th and the 10th fret on the E string. So it's kind of like a hammer-on, hammer-on, and then hitting the power chord. And you're doing that again up here and kind of shortening the amount of hammer-ons you're doing. So it's, on the last one, it's just one hammer on into the power chord. So it's going to be 7, 3, 2, and then on the end of that, on the last beat, it's just kind of going like this. So you're hitting that chord, and you're just coming on the 2nd fret E string, and then hitting harmonic on the 3rd fret A string. And then it repeats, and the little bridge on the end of that, the little scale changes. So it's going to go like this the 2nd time around. So all you're doing is so it's actually 3 and then 6, and you're hitting an open at the end, so it's all palm muted. And then you're doing it again right here. Alright, so moving from there, it's going to go back into that intro riff. And there's a little bit of a difference on this one. A couple of those little bridges just kind of flip around. It's gonna go like this. I'll just play it all the way through. So what we're doing different there, it's almost the same thing, we're just swapping this with this. So this is played on the 3rd bar, and then on the last bar you're doing, and then it goes into the next riff. So I'm going to run it right into it. So what's going on right there? So we're on the D string on the 2nd fret, then moving up a string on the 2nd fret, or down, so to say. So it's 2nd D, 2nd A, and then 1st fret D, and then it's kind of got a hammer-on pull-off with a power chord. And then you're kind of going 1, 2, 1, open on the A. And then the bridge, basically on the last bar of that, it's going to go. So you're just going 2 on the D string, 2 on the A, 1 on the D, 1 on the A, and then 1 on the E, and then harmonic on the A 2nd fret, back to that 1st fret on the E, and then harmonic on the 3rd. So triple, 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 triple harmonic, triple harmonic. Alright, moving on. It's going to go back into the next riff, which is basically going to be a repeat. So on that part it gets extended and it just goes into a higher pitch. So it's basically the same thing as it was before, and then another part is added on to it, which is at a higher pitch, which is basically just the same kind of bar chords on the D and G string. And then you're going, lower in pitch in the same position. going into that riff, which is basically a repeat. Then from there, it's going back into the chorus. Okay, now we're going to go into the next riff, which is after the chorus, and I'm just going to go ahead and run from the chorus into that riff. So let's break that down a little bit, because it's going to kind of change a little bit throughout the progression. We're starting on the 2nd fret on the D, moving up a half step, muffing and then open, and then jumping up to the A string on the 3rd. So it's 2nd fret on the D to the 3rd fret on the D, and then up to the A string on the 3rd fret. So then when you get to that A, then you're kind of like... So you're going from 3rd to 2nd, staying on the 2nd, and then on the A string, and then you're coming down to finish off that that part of the riff on the 2nd fret on the D string. And then the next part goes. You just throw that bridge in there, which is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2 on the D, or on the G to D. So you can kind of point out the differences there. It kind of jumps around a little bit. Then it's going to repeat, but do something a little different on the, I believe it's the 4th time. You'll just have to listen to the CD, but here we go. I'm going to try to play it all in a row there. So there was an extra little 3rd to 2nd fret back to 3rd in there, so just try to pick that out. And then it goes into that. And from there, we're going to slide up over here to the 10th fret on the G string, so it's going to go. So what's going on there? It's just kind of like part of the intro riff and whatnot. It's there's little bridges all added together, and it just starts on the 9th. Or on the 10th fret, G string, to the half step down, to the 9th fret, G string, and then you're going down a string, which right here to the D string on the 8th, and then the 7th, and that same pattern is going to kind of repeat, but you're just going up the string. And then from there, we're going to go into the last riff, which is basically the verse riff again. I'm going to run it together. And then it's going to go into the outro pretty much, which is kind of repeated from the beginning of the song. It's the same riff. And close it out.